Hey guys, I thought I'd say hello. I am sitting outside. Let me see if I can share this to my group quickly. This is great. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sitting outside of my, let me see if I can just turn down my aircon here. I don't know how to work this car yet completely. Hey Liz. Hey Liz. So I'm sitting here in front of my, hey Terry. I'm sitting here, I want to say this, like this is the 5th time. I am on fire today. Morning gorgeous. I am pretty intense today on many different levels because I am on my period. And I've also been doing a lot of healing work on myself and my womb, and I'm sitting in front of my bioresonance lady's place. Yes. And thank you, it's the new car. And I probably look a bit oily and gross because I just had a massage yesterday and I still haven't washed my hair. Hey Adwiti, I have so much energy. I'm on fire. I had all this pain in my womb and we've been going on for quite a long time. Hey Akasha. And and I was just so over it. I went to all these doctors. I went to one that was flirting with me, this gynecologist, and then I was like, is he flirting with me? And I'm like, let me Google this dude. And anyway, he had been banned from having affairs with his patients. I was like, next. Anyway, long story short, I went from having an IUD to thinking that's probably not right for me to deciding maybe thinking about doing a partial hysterectomy. Anyway, I'm not doing any of that at the moment. I've been working on my, thank you Akasha, but I've been feeling great. I'm working on my energy and my womb and healing and all that. And I've been doing a really good job of it because I feel frigging amazing and I have no pain. I did go to a few doctors, just GPs to begin with. I did have internal testing and all of that because they just wanted to, do this IUD. And I was like, oh my God, I just don't feel that that's really right considering I also have pain and that pain won't go away and it's all the time. Anyway, I think we need to check this out. So I checked it out. It's gone away. It's all good. And I'm feeling incredible. But really when someone, the thing with these GPs, I was like, after having issues before and people kind of ignoring me, all female gynecologists, by the way, the men actually did seem to listen, ironic. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do an IUD. Hello. Oh, you're so sweet. Adwiti says, if you guys are on the fence about joining Ingrid's high-end program, I made the leap. The program was great, blah, blah, blah. Thank you, Adwiti. I hope you're doing really well. So, I think you are. So, I was like, I really want to see, yeah, absolutely. I was like, if I ask you to give me a referral to a specialist, then do that. Don't, it's really interesting in life, and I will get to the whole abundance thing in a second, but it's like when you are requesting something from anyone, a doctor or whatnot, and they disregard you, you want to be incredibly observant of that, and then you want to speak up and ask for what you need and want. Because years ago, about 18 years ago, I had these doctors ignore me, and they ended up almost costing me my life. So I learned the hard way. Second to that, I wanted to talk to you about abundance. Abundance in marriage, abundance in relationship, abundance in your business, abundance in your body, abundance in every area of your life. Divine, flowing, juicy as if, wealthy, yummy, loving consciousness starts with, I think, a very deep sense of self-responsibility. The fact that you are the creatrix, that you create every single thing. You cannot put your head in the sand. You cannot say that you're desiring it and then have literally hundreds of beliefs that are not congruent with your desire. Alignment is when your desire is in congruence with your behaviors. If your behaviors and your thinking is out of alignment with that which you desire, yes, you're doing so well, Adwiti. Come and talk to me too, because we've got some really good stuff happening at the moment that might be able to help you go even further. Hey, Lydiana. I won't get you to join on at the moment because I'm about to go into a session. But really, at the end of the day, I think this isn't about blaming or shaming or anything like that. It's just about radical self-responsibility. Like, really, at the end of the day, if you look at yourself like a light beam, you want to be like hitting the bullseye. You want a very clear target, and your frequency cannot be all over the place. You just cannot. Like, yeah, you can have it be that way, but don't expect for an incredible, divine, juicy as F result. It's just not going to happen, right? It's just not going to happen for yourself. So my pact and what I've done for my own self is that I've decided that and realized after years of, you know, challenges and mistakes and effing myself over, that at the end of the day, my business, my health, my well-being, my relationships, it's really pretty much up to me. I have to set a standard. I have to take full responsibility for the way I'm thinking, being, and behaving. And at the end of the day, no one can do it for you. So I kind of have a bit of a giggle when people go around and sing someone else to kind of like do it for them, or if you keep hitting a sort of head up against a brick wall, you might want to go, oh my God, I'm hitting my head up against a brick wall. Why is this happening? And what do I need to do to shift it? What response, like what level of consciousness needs to be brought forward? What healing needs to happen? Who do I need to speak to? What support do I need? Don't suffer. It's stupidity. Don't suffer. Don't suffer. Don't suffer. Obviously, some suffering is actually really useful because it shows us what needs to be shifted. It shows us where we're tripping ourselves over. It shows us where we need to expand and grow. Where the stupidity comes in, and I'm saying this for myself as well. I've done this. I'm like making a bit of a joke about it. Scary as F, but it's the only thing. It's actually a blessing. Kim was saying it's scary as F to be fully responsible, but it's the only thing that's going to really lead you to the promised land. At the end of the day, it's the only thing. It's the only thing. But the pain, yes, it is a guide. Joy, pleasure can be a guide too. Like, oh yeah, bring me more of that, because that feels like a juicy as F, pleasurable, divine orgasm. Yes, please. And I was just writing in my free group about giving up the, what did I call it? The prostitute archetype. Whereby, what I mean by that, the prostitute archetype is when we say yes to things that we don't even want to say yes to. We sell ourselves out. We sell ourselves out. And recently I just returned money to somebody who I was building a funnel for them. And I thought, you know what? I don't want to do this project. It's just not in alignment with my bigger picture of where I want to go. It felt really heavy. It felt like old energy. And quite frankly, I feel really good right now. So I was like, and the person was only working with me for a few days. And I was like, you know what? Take all the coaching we gave you, have it. I'm going to give you a full refund within the next 24 hours because this doesn't feel in congruence with me, and I'm wishing you all the very best, and here's a full refund, and ciao, take care, good luck, and here's a referral. Because it's sort of this thing, like, yes, I have a multi-million-dollar business, yes, I'm doing well and all that, but it was this energy of kind of like still paying a penance, saying, and I kind of sometimes, I can feel it in my body if I'm really honest. It's sort of like saying yes to something and I don't really want to be doing it. So I'm not going to be doing a lot of these funnels anymore or anything like that because it sort of slows me down, and I almost like need a whole other team to support it, and it's not in alignment with my soul joy. It's not that I can do it, and I'm sure there's lots of things that you can do, but if it's not really in alignment with where you want to be spending your time, like I want to be, like today I had a meeting with a divine man I've written my book, and we're doing this huge big launch process and everything, and I'm focusing on that. I'm focusing on my launch party. I'm focusing on making sure that it's hot as all F. I'm focusing on training up my staff. I'm focusing on supporting my students. I'm focusing on being in divine overflow, which I talk about all the time. Hey, Terry, bogged down. Yep, I hear you. Absolutely. It's got to be yummy and flowing. You're going to have to say no. You're going to have to take a risk. And I think when I had, less money, you can see the habits and the behaviors whereby you'll say yes to a project or yes to something because yes, it's going to give you money. And sometimes at the beginning you have to do it. But if you look at it, it's still a vibration of scarcity. And that's the prostitute archetype that I was referring to. And I made this joke about it. It was true. I was like, I almost had like an orgasm on the spot when I said no, I don't want to do it. And then when I look at my energetic system and all the things that I've suffered with in my journey, a lot of it has been the burnout. And it's not just from, and when a healer or someone comes to me and says, oh, you need to slow down, Ingrid. Maybe you just need to slow down. I'm like, are you who do you think you're talking to? Oh my God, that's just basic. That's so basic. It's so much more than slowing down. Slowing down is like one part of a very big equation of this habitual punishing behavior that so many people perpetuate, right, and participate in because we've been conditioned, kind of that's how you do, that's how you make money. We sort of sacrifice, right? And one of my things has been complete and utter, hey gorgeous Amanda, hey Mimi, adrenal issues is unresolved fight flight from trauma, from feeling unsafe. It's not just from work. If you are passionate about what you do, you can work long hours, even it's in divine alignment and flow. Quite frankly, right now, 5 years into my business, I don't have to sit at my desk. I don't have to sit on my ass. I've worked out this morning. I had a trainer come. I boss my staff around. I do my work. I make sure everything is flowing. I'm now having a beautiful bioresonance and acupuncture appointment in the middle of the day, in the middle of the bush that I drove out here today with a woman who's amazing, who's like a fucking amazing, sorry, I was trying to not swear, but I'm fucking gonna swear today, who's like a fucking incredible, divine, healer mystic woman that I've known for like 10 to 15 years, who is, she used to be a speech pathologist, now she does bioresonance and an acupuncturist, and I love her. And I feel like as I get older, I love I love younger women, and I also love these older women who are like fucking crones, who are so deeply talented and experienced and non-judgmental and loving and kind, who don't just come to me and say you need to slow down, as if that was the kind of cure or remedy for my compulsive behaviors. Sorry, I'm gonna laugh. Oh my God, guys, it sounds like I'm on drugs, but I'm just happy. I'm just happy because I feel like I've had such a major breakthrough and I wanted to share it all with you. At the end of the day, I think some of my behaviors are around trying to keep myself safe. So if I say yes, I think we're all trying to do that. We're all trying to feel secure and safe. And so when a lot of people come and make a lot of money with me quickly, I will share this with you, and then I'm going to wrap it up. What time is it? I've got time, I've got 5 more minutes. I see a vibration and an energetic field, and I get it because I've been there, and it's one of deep sense of like loss and scarcity. Even if they've said yes to me, and I had one woman who's done quite well, and then she kind of lost a lot of money, and then she came to work with me, and I said, well, you cannot start this process off with this feeling of loss, and lack, and a feeling of embarrassment and shame and scarcity. You can't cut it out, because you're only then going to be a vibrational match to loss, lack, and scarcity and shame. And so I said, so I want you to really begin to focus on your at the moment, your wealth. It's not what's in your bank account. It's what we're about to create right now. So what do you want to create? And what is the energetic presence that you need to bring forward? And what part of yourself do you really need to begin to own and feel into, and allow that juiciness and that richness comes from within. It's a vibrational state. It's an energetic, emotional state before it becomes, I know you guys know this, and we're probably regurgitating stuff that you've heard before, but I want you to really get it today. It's a vibrational state before it becomes a physical representation. It's a thought. It's an energetic field. Thought is an energetic field, right? Terry says my bank account is looking pretty darn good, thanks to you. Thank you, darling. But thank you for sharing that. But that comes right from the ownership and doing the healing work and claiming it, because so many people are so deeply gifted at their craft, right? So one part of it is packaging up and the messaging and being able to really articulate the power of what you do to your audience. And the other thing is the energetic resonance. So to love yourself, to hold yourself sacred, to no longer abuse yourself lifts you. And most people do. We are hard on ourselves. We probably had abuse, and it usually then goes inward. So that's the fight flight. That's the exhaustion of, for me, say having, you know, my own wounding from my own experiences, and then rather than really dealing with it and processing it, especially if it happens young as children, we then tend to abuse ourselves, because we usually tend to love some of our biggest abusers in our lives, especially if it's close family members. And so it's very confusing. It becomes incredibly distorted, and we then internalize that disappointment and the sorrow and the grief, and we think it has something to do with us when it really doesn't. And I think if people don't really understand this, what can tend to happen, and I've seen it time and time again, and it happened in my own life for many, many years, is that it becomes that poisonous relationship with self. And then it's very hard to let in and to receive deeply, because we are in an abusive relationship with ourselves because we've been abused, rather than, oh my God, this has happened, it's not my fault. I need to heal this within me. I need to heal my inner child so I can liberate myself from the chains that have been binding me in this poisonous circumstance. Thank you for your off-the-charts work. My pleasure, Camille. So just take a moment today. I'm going to wrap it up. Take a moment today to honor yourself, to honor the journey. Loss and pain, as I said, are great indicators of what needs to be resolved and healed and loved and held and seen. But make a choice not to also stay there. Get support. Be gentle with yourself. But don't put your head in the sand, because it's going to really slow you down. It's soul crushing. It's physically debilitating. And I do know it deeply, because I have been the person who's done that to myself. So I understand it. I think the Buddhists call it like the slow horse, the one that takes a long time to learn the lesson, and then once they learn the lesson, they're able to really embody and teach it. So you probably heard me say, take your pain and make it rain, and take your trauma and make it the transformation. First your own transformation, and then the transformation that you can pass on to others. Okay? So I'm sending you so much love, a million divine blessings. Mwah. Kisses. Bye.